What's up, Radio Shade Tree Surgeon here in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains with Miss Mountain herself, long, tall, and deadly, blissful Ellie. We got the tall girl, we got the tall bike. Things are yellow. I love the gold, baby. What can we say? We're in the mountains, we're digging for gold. I'm only here for one day, we're having an adventure. I started the video before this, you know, with a couple of malfunctions that were 100% my fault. Anyway, we're full of Hardee's breakfast.
It's not embarrassing at all.
See, you know what? I like that. I appreciate that vote of confidence.
Well, on the Backwoods Banana Pan America, out in the backwoods. If you guys couldn't tell, we're not in Florida right now, and I don't know exactly where I'm starting this video because I'm on the bike with a GoPro on with somebody on the back, and I don't know if they'll even be in the intro.
I'm of course talking about the one and only, the long, tall, and deadly, blissful Ellie, who really should be on the front of this motorcycle because the Backwoods Banana Pan America, at 6'5", this motorcycle was made for old Leggy back there. All right, we got a full tank of gas because I got to keep track of our gas today on account of I killed the battery. This is actually my fault. I killed the battery and the dash stopped working. I was able to jump start it. It is starting, but we got no dash. It's always an adventure. It's always fun for me. It's just everyone else that sometimes has a problem with it. I'm sure I could probably get a dash back if I just took the negative battery cable off and completely reset the bike. But I want to ride motorcycles, not work on them. I don't really need a dash. Half of the other motorcycles I own, none of them have speedometers anyway, so I think I'll be all right. Trust me, I'd never miss a chance to put long, tall, and deadly, all 6'5" of her on the back of this motorcycle, riding here on the Backwoods Banana Pan America. I wouldn't miss that chance for the world anyway. The fact that she also lives pretty near the Blue Ridge Parkway and all these mountains, baby, that's just icing on that cake.
We got the female mountain on the back, and well, you know, it's Mother Earth. I guess those are female mountains too. Been to Old Trashville a couple times, but that's not our destination today. I still feel like I have yet to properly explore Asheville, but I've only got one day here. Since I've only got one day, I don't think I'm gonna go to a place I've been to 3 times before.
Oh, it's okay. People always stop and stare at me. They just stare a little extra when you're here too, but don't worry, we're both used to it. Although I think long, tall, and deadly blissful Ellie usually has people staring at her for a better reason than I do. Onwards and upwards. Florida's just kind of a cross, but we're in the Carolinas, the Blue Ridge roundabouts, Tennessee now, and we can go up, going to a place called Lake Lure by way of Bat Cave Road. I didn't read about it anywhere. I do this all the time in other places. I just kind of look at a map and I just look for roads that look really cool and sometimes have really cool names, and Bat Cave Road looks really twisty, and I don't know, man, just something cool about heading to the Bat Cave to put the old Pan America, the Backwoods Bananarama here through its paces. I spent plenty of time on these bikes in the twisties. I did it out in Death Valley in California, but never with a passenger, so I'm interested to see how it handles in the mountain roads out here. Man, it don't take long to get out in the sticks in the Carolinas, does it? Of course, it don't take long to get out into the swamp in Florida either. It just, the change isn't so dramatic because you're not going up. Now, the change in dangerous wildlife, both 4-legged and 2-legged, that's a pretty drastic change when you get out to the sticks in Florida, okay? Watch your step.
I haven't even gotten off the highway yet. Not even off the main drag. I'm already just Appalachia. I love Appalachia. And I know everyone will go, oh, those are just hills. That's what everybody always says. You know, well, you know what, every pebble is a mountain relative, correct? Every stone is a mountain. Well, these mountains are old, so have a little respect. They've sunk down a little bit. They're not quite as tall as they used to be at some point. They're covered in trees, but there's something just alive and breathing. These old bones, like these moss-covered bones, like the bones of some giant that have fallen to the ground, and an entire ecosystem that doesn't even know what they're living on is just sprung up around it. These long-forgotten, long-dead giants that we all just crawl around and have our petty little arguments and our petty little hopes and dreams, and here they lie. I don't know, man, just seems something mystical about that. There seems like there's magic in the Appalachian Mountains. That's what it seems like to me. Beautiful as the Appalachian Mountains are from the highway, let's go ahead and get off it. getting off here at Old Fort and see what a Bat Cave Road is all about. Bat Cave Road sounds like a place you can get into a little bit of trouble. I like that.
You know, every freaking dirt road that leads off of this is just so tempting, but what I found out when I was exploring on my Dirtster in Tennessee is most of these really cool looking dirt roads that branch off a road like this, they're just people's driveways. So I made that mistake about 3 or 4 times, and I said, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna go ahead and stop just jumping on any random dirt road I see. Oh, man. Oh, you ain't getting the views that you would get on the Blue Ridge Parkway, because that one's set up for it, but this is a really cool road. Of course, you're gonna have a name like Bat Cave Road, you better be a cool road. I can't imagine living out here. Like, it both just seems absolutely amazing and a total pain in the ass all at the same time. The Pan America just loves a road like this. And too bad all these cool gravel and dirt roads right off the side of this. Too bad they're all people's driveways. Because they, for a Florida boy, people's driveways in Tennessee and North Carolina, their driveways look like an off-road course to me. Oh, a lot of gravel in the road there. Gonna have to be careful. This ain't the Blue Ridge Parkway where people are cleaning it up and making sure that it's maintained. This one's got dirt in the corners. If you come out here to Bat Cave Road, be wary, all right? Oh, with the streams right next to it. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Definitely gotta keep my eyes open. We got precious cargo back there and gravel in the roads. Now we're gonna go up. Gorgeous. I wish the roads weren't wet. But, you know, seeing as I'm just here for one day from Florida, I'm gonna take what I can get, all right? You will not see me complaining. I wish the roads weren't wet, but man, am I happy to be on this road right now. Like that, I just got off to put my 360 cam on and take a picture, and here on the side of the road for about 5 minutes, and not one single car went by. I dig that. Also just realized that 360 cam is gonna hit the windshield. I'm fucking up already, boys. Now we're not gonna hit the windshield. Okay. Put that 360 cam there, and then I'll just like, I don't think if I gotta go any kind of right switchback, I'm gonna run out of steering real quick. Dude, how cool is this, man? What have they even got going on here? What are they building into the side of this here? They got something else going on up here, all right? We're out where the law don't go. Definitely taking it easy. The combination of wet roads and gravel. And a passenger, okay? You know, there's always that extra little, be careful, because you're piloting this motorcycle right now. Long, tall, and diddly Blissful Ellie is back there, you know, crossing her fingers that you're going to do the right thing. I shouldn't really worry that much about the tires, because theoretically, like, even on, like, slightly damp roads like this, they really shouldn't have that much less ability than they would in any other condition, but, yeah, mentally, it puts me on edge. Yeah, this is a nice-ass road, man. Bat Cave Road is living up to its name. Not with the bats, but it definitely deserves a cool name like Bat Cave Road. Oh, just like beautiful long sweepers through here too. This road's really giving me everything I want right now. We got twisties, we got streams, we got big long sweepers. This is all right, baby. Especially for being about 30 minutes outside the city, this is definitely all right. Whoa, buddy. Take it easy. We're just trying to exist over here. Dude, I could do this all damn day and I don't think I get tired of it. What a view. See, it's got some views. Maybe not them big valley views that the Blue Ridge has got, but this is still a pretty amazing view. I mean, come on, oh my God. You imagine living with that stream right in front of your house like that? Man. Talk about lucky. Episcopal Church welcomes you. Transfiguration ahead on the left. I've always wanted to learn that magic trick. Sorry, magic spell. Magic spell. A trick is something a whore does for money. crazy though. I went to an Episcopalian school when I was a little kid, and if you've ever seen an Episcopalian, they're more Catholic than the Catholics, but I had no idea the Episcopalians in the Appalachian Mountains were practicing the dark arts. I wonder if Father Virgil knows about this. Wow, man. There's just something about a road that just runs right next to a stream like this. It is so freaking cool. Oh man, I kind of want to pull over there and take a look at that. The sound that this, I guess it's not a river. What would you call it? A brook, a stream, something like that. Can't really call it a river when, you know, the Mississippi exists. A brook, a stream, I don't know. What is it? You're the mountain creature. Anyway, the sound it makes is such a relaxing, like I can sit here and sit next to it, and it is absolutely the perfect white noise. You could never even recreate it over a TV or a speaker. There's no white noise to sleep and relax that could ever sound like this. You look at the size of those rocks over there, because they just look like gigantic river rocks. You know how you get the kind of the rounded river rocks? And they look like that, just enormous. Like all the river rocks started that size, and now they're just little ones. The stream is absolutely amazing, but I think between Ellie's vans and my dad Force Ones over here, we're not exactly set up for hiking around slick river rocks right now.
You're prepared.
Yeah, I'm prepared to lounge. I'm prepared to mow the grass, grill, and drink an ice cold beer with these shoes, not hike down the river. All that rushing water, all that moving, rushing water making noise. It made me want a beer. That's what it made me do. Luckily, there's a brewery less than 2 miles away from where we stop here in Chimney Rock. That's one of the things I love. People want to bitch about craft beer, and I get it, man. There's like some of the crazy IPAs and like cupcake chocolate stouts. I mean, I like all those beers too, at least one of them, you know. I don't like to go nuts with them. But one of the most amazing things about the explosion and people kind of adopting the whole craft beer mentality is pretty much every small town has its own brewery now, and I really love that. I mean, come on, man. I can go get a Budweiser or a Miller High Life anywhere. Oh my gosh, look at this covered bridge. Is this a private drive? Or is anybody allowed to go down that? That's private drive. It's too nice for the likes of us. Anyway, as I was saying, I get a Miller High Life or an ice cold Coors. I can get that anywhere. It's just so cool to come to this town, Chimney Rock, the Bat Cave out here, and be able to get a beer that was made by somebody who lives here. Now, even if it tastes exactly the same as a Miller High Life, I don't even care. It's the fact that it was made by a dude who lives in this town. And I just think that is so damn cool. I love my Miller High Life. I love my Spaten, Warsteiner, Coors Light I even like. Miller Lite will do in a pinch, but let me tell you, supporting local from a dude who lives in this small town and is making the beer here right next to where you're drinking it, I really like that. And I don't even care if all he's doing is brewing a beer that tastes just like Miller High Life. Although something tells me you'll probably find something better than that there. Oh, wow, man. I guess, yeah, I see why they call it Chimney Rock now. Makes sense now. Scoots McPoots, I love it. Oh, look like we chose the right place. Okay, I was originally looking over here going like, okay, Chimney Rock, I get it. Ellie points over here and goes, that's Chimney Rock. And I'm like, you guys need to hold the phone. That ain't Chimney Rock. That looks like something else to me. That looks like circumcised rock if you're asking Josh. So I'm here at Hickory Nut Gorge Brewery in Old Fort Lager, and I just took my first sip, but I'll do another one just for you guys. And another one after that.
What the fuck is that?
Because it's delicious.
Is that a goddamn snake?
Where?
Right there.
Yeah, look at him go. The wildlife. What kind of snake is that?
Oh, there's another one.
I think they're having some kind of party or something. What do you think they're talking about down there? There's another one on the rock. Look at them. I wonder if they all know each other. They're all in such close proximity.
That's what the wildlife sign meant.
I'm from Florida, okay? I expect to see snakes and gators in Florida. We're in the mountains right now, and there's snakes all over the place. Dude, there's another one right there. Dude, it's a whole convention or something. It's like one of those small towns where you could go rent a cabin here, Airbnb, whatever it is. You could probably just spend a weekend in this town, and pretty much if you just spend the weekend, you could do everything there was to do here, which is not a bad thing. It just makes it a great weekend getaway. Like if you wake up early, you can go ride for a couple hours every morning, and if you stay here for 3 days or 3 nights or whatever, you're gonna be able to hit every spot in town, get drunk at every bar, go swimming in the river, hike up to the top of Circumcision Rock. Like, what an awesome experience to be had in one weekend. Oh, there's a tiki bar? Actually, I've seen a lot of bars. Maybe you'd need longer than one weekend to get drunk at every single bar here. Well, maybe most people would. I think I could handle it in one weekend. And there's a meadery. It's called Fey Nectar. Okay, I gotta come back to this place more in a couple hours, man. Fey Nectar? I barely knew her. Come out here and rent a pontoon boat for the day too? I wonder if there's any lake dicks out there gonna give you a hard time for getting drunk on your pontoon boat. And a water slide? Okay, Lake Lure. This place actually seems like it's got it going on. It seems like a town that is totally down with people coming out here and partying. Shay be going wild out here. Ain't nothing she likes better than twisty roads and wildflowers on the side of them.
After I saw all the bars and different places to hang out and stuff to do, I really wanted to stay for longer. Lake Lure is calling me. It's tempting me back. But that'll have to wait for another day because we still have another mission.
But that other mission can actually wait till tomorrow. Today's mission still involves hanging out with Long, Tall, and Deadly Blissful Ellie and drinking a few more beers. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just got back from a over 3,000 mile road trip in a car, which means it was no fun at all. So road trips are always fun. Just when you compare a car road trip to a motorcycle road trip, it starts to be not fun. But now we're on a boat road trip. The best thing I have to do after being on the road for a few days in a car is when you're editing the video that's supposed to come out later today. So if you're watching this video right now, this is happening this morning, and you're gonna watch the video around 6 p.m. Woke up at 5 a.m. to start editing that video, and David called me about 5:45. Says the guy I was supposed to go fishing with is on the rack, so you're up. And let me tell you what, when David Tyler says let's go fishing, the answer is yes.
They saw the marina and they're like, oh, let me go get some gas or something like that. And they headed straight across, not knowing the water.
And so they got grounded over there, but the boat just looks like it's ruined now, so it's obviously been in the element.
It would cost more money than what that boat is worth. That's an old boat. That's a 1980 something.
You'll see these old boats like that on Facebook Marketplace sometimes that you can buy for way less than you would expect. But it's all the other costs that end up being expensive. And let me tell you, when you're grounded like that, that seems really expensive, which is why I'm sure one of the reasons it's still sitting there. Whoever bought it probably did some fancy footwork, got it out of their name real quick, and cut their losses. If you live in Florida, that's not weird to you, but if you're from outside of Florida, that's actually something you see all the time down here, next to any pier or any body of water, stuff like that. You will always see boats that are just grounded and abandoned. Just ran aground and said, not worth it, I'm out of here. I'll tell you, in Florida, it's by hook or by crook, man. Personally, I don't really get into any bodies of water that aren't a swimming pool in Florida. There's way too much stuff that can kill you, both in salt water and in fresh water. My man over here, like I said, doing it old school style. We gotta stop and get the dolphins for Cindy because she's not with us. Oh, that guy was close. Yeah. Okay, really close. Here's the other thing about Florida, where we talk about sharks are everywhere and gators are everywhere. So are dolphins. Like, if you think you're going to come to Florida and seeing a dolphin is a rare sight, it's not. You'll see them anytime you're out on the water, and half the time when you're just driving across the bridge. They are everywhere. That doesn't make them any less special, though. The camera is never going to pick up the scale of this boat, because we got to be what? Got like 1,000 yards from that boat right now?
Yeah, about that.
That's insane. We always say David knows exactly where to find them, man. Which isn't fair, because you're from Canada. I'm from here. I'm supposed to know where they are.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And now, for the entire reason that I went on this road trip in the first place, trust me, Long, Tall, and Deadly Blissful Ellie, that's enough of a reason to go. But there was a reason I went on this mission, and it didn't stop in the mountains. I actually drove all the way to Connecticut, and I drove to Connecticut for a very good reason. As you guys know, this past Friday in a live stream, we gave away Raspberry Buffet. You know that every 2 weeks we're raffling off another motorcycle for Forgotten Angels. 100% of those proceeds go to Forgotten Angels, and every single raffle ticket you buy also enters you to win $250,000 or a house. here in Florida. You might get to be my neighbor. Now, just like the raspberry buffet is really just the gypsy curse getting passed on to another person, the Brotherhood of the Traveling Goldwing goes to its next victim. Winner. Well, you know, being my neighbor here in Florida, that might be a punishment for some people, but for all those people, there's $250,000 that you could win. But every 2 weeks, we're pulling a raffle ticket and we're giving that person a motorcycle. I've had a lot of people guessing what the next motorcycle is. There's certainly plenty to guess from. We've got the Honda Magna, we've got the Chips bike, the KZ1000, we've got the Dipster, the off-road Sportster that we're building, but none of those bikes are the bike. And if you saw the live stream on Friday, you'll know I was on the road because I was on my way to pick up the next Forgotten Angels raffle bike, and I've got it sitting right over there. Now, what might this bike be? We've given away a lot of different stuff on this channel, everything from this Buell right here, which is getting dropped off to its new owner real soon, to this 1989 KLR 650 over there. We've given away Pacific Coast, we've given away 80s Goldwing after 80s Goldwing after 80s Goldwing. In fact, a lot of 80s bikes, a whole lot of 80s bikes. You know, I love Hondas from the 80s, but no man can stay in the 80s forever. Eventually, we have to look to the future. We have to look all the way to the 90s. People might be making their guesses right now because Honda sure as heck did make a lot of cool motorcycles in the 90s, but this ain't a Honda though. This is a different kind of 90s bike. Say hello to the last action hero. It's long, it's low, it's got a bad boy club tattoo, it's wearing Gecko Unlimited, it's got some body glove, color changing, sweat activated t-shirts. This thing is pure 90s steez, baby. Bill Clinton is the president and he's playing the saxophone and a few other things in the Oval Office. Jesse James is on Monster Garage. You're going over to your friend's house to play Sega Genesis. Life is good, baby. Life is good. And there's one motorcycle that rules the streets, and it's this bad boy 100 cubic inch Softail. Now this is a completely custom bike. It's a Santee frame, so nothing on this bike is actually Harley Davidson at all. But this was the bike, like this was the bar hopping bad boy bike that everyone rode in a movie. This was the bike in the 90s to have. It's still, as a kid who grew up mostly during the late 80s and early 90s, this type of motorcycle, like this like exact type of bike, still holds like a very corny, very special place in my heart. And of course, with a 100 cubic inch Evo that's aftermarket, they're not just cheesy, they also haul ass. Performance machine brakes, the fully chromed wide glide front end, the 3 spokes, baby, 3 spokes for life. 3 spokes front and rear and on the pulley. That's how we do it around here. The Ghost Flames. This is like 1997, dude. You could not be touched if you were on this motorcycle. My man who donated it wanted to remain anonymous, but he got enough lowball offers on this bike that he just decided, I'm tired of getting all these lowball offers. Screw everybody who tried to give me even $100 less than I was asking it for. Now none of you can have it, and I'm just donating it to Forgotten Angels so they can raffle it off. Huge thanks, my man. Normally we're raffling off motorcycles that you can ride across the country and go on crazy trips on. This is only going on one trip, and that's to your mom's house. Slap on some Baywatch, get yourself a barbed wire tattoo, and get ready to ooze down the streets on this bike, man. A absolute time capsule. And I love it. This is going to be somebody's motorcycle for $25. That ticket's gonna get pulled in 2 weeks. You got exactly 2 weeks to grab a ticket for the bad boy, the last action hero Softail over here, the big gun. It doesn't have a stereo, but trust me, it plays AC/DC every time you start the motorcycle. And as for starting, all it should need is a battery, and it's missing a couple other bolts here and there, a couple nicks on the paint, but really, this thing should fire up and ride just fine. But that's gonna have to be a video for another day. We have the mysterious Dr. Girlfriend coming over here to help me make this bike run. I don't know how much she's actually going to help because she doesn't know a lot about working on motorcycles, but she certainly does a lot of great things for moral support when it comes to me. 100% of the money spent on this raffle bike right here, 100% of that goes to help Forgotten Angels, David and Cindy, and help their fight to end the abuse in the foster care system. And they help a lot of other people besides young men who've aged out of the foster care system. They help single mothers. They help people who are trying to break the cycle of being homeless. They do a lot of amazing stuff. So this is gambling for a good cause. We are bad people doing good things, and That's a good thing. Like I always say to everyone who wins a raffle bike, and there's a new winner every 2 weeks. The last person, they were 1 in 200. That's not bad odds, man. So those are the kind of odds we're talking about for something like this. Every time I call someone and tell them that they're a winner, baby, you're a winner. I say, you know what? Doing a good thing, spending 25 bucks and giving that to charity, sacrificing somebody out of your own life to do something nice, that's its own reward. But every once in a while, there's a nicer reward too. That link's down below. I appreciate all you guys and everything you do to help Forgotten Angels. It warms the subcockles of my heart. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.